take your faith away. You gotta move on, you gotta push forward. Don't let them lead you astray. People come and people go. You will heal, and that's for sure. You are trained to let them know. All you gotta do is hold on. Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to another installation of Generation Great. As you guys can tell, we are shooting our episode from a different venue.
We are outside.
Sigwa Eli Foods. Where
On the events.
they sell food and events where they sell delicious kotas, guys. If usekasi emdeni, please come through a 3017 just to get a bite of one of the best kotas you'll ever taste in your life.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Brody, how have you been?
I've been good, man. Yourself?
I'm okay, man.
Why
It's been a while.
We don't record anymore. We've abandoned our child.
You know what? Let me tell you. We'll just put this as a disclaimer, guys. When we can't record our episode, just go to our site and
just our Facebook
watch.
or YouTube. Yeah.
But I'm sure there's gonna be content on our pages. If you can't go to our YouTube, you can go to our
Facebook,
our TikTok,
our TikTok and Facebook. Yeah.
And you'll find all the episodes that you need to find. Please interact with us. Please like, share, and subscribe. And
also, hold us accountable. When you start seeing that we're not dropping, guys, we're expecting and put that pressure on us.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, we're here and the festive season, so look,
Yeah.
we also get tired and there's so much to do.
Yeah.
But that's not an excuse, right?
Sure.
Before we get to our topic, you know, our
daily
mantras, man. Do you have anything to share? Do you have a quote?
I do. Let
to
me
share. Okay, let me start.
Okay, start. You can start.
Is quite easy, right?
Sure.
So, okay, you know what? Because the last time I actually started, maybe this time you go first.
Start. Okay, so again, I know maybe I watched this guy a bit too much, but his name is Alex Hormozy.
Sure.
His quote from his recent episode with Chris Williamson on the Modern Wisdom podcast, he said, "All conditions of reality are painful. If pain is a prerequisite for reality, then it means we are alive."
Shucks.
So
such a powerful
so that made me think about how we see pain and how we run away from pain and everything that challenges us, you know.
Sure.
And it made me realize that, you know what, we do need pain to firstly see that we're alive, and secondly to become better, and it just builds character, you know. Suffering and hardship and whatnot, it builds character. It makes you a better human. If you've never been through anything that challenges you, you become a horrible human, you know. So
I think also it works because look, at times that's just the reality of life, that you would not be able to enjoy the highs without the lows.
Exactly.
Right? You would not be able to appreciate being happy if you've never been sad, right?
There's no yin without yang,
you know what
type
I mean?
of
so
thing.
There's also a balance that needs to take place in our lives for us to also appreciate the times where we're like, oh, actually I'm having a good season.
Sure.
It's the
or
same
a bad
thing.
season.
There's winter, there's summer, and all those other things.
What about your quotes?
My quotes will actually be very relevant to what happened today. Mine is, if you plan to fail, what's it number? If you plan to fail, you will fail to plan. Or is it the other way around?
The other way around.
If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So we had a bit of a technical difficulty because we actually didn't plan to sort of record today. But I think what that taught us is that, you know what,
we need to be more vigilant.
We need to be more mindful of the fact that if we are planning to do something, we need to make sure that our ducks are in a row. Right? And that we are aligned with whatever we need to do. And I think also it goes to intention.
Sure.
Did we intend to do this?
Were we intentional about recording?
You know what I mean? So that the energy could also align and could have that alignment, right?
Okay. But we learn, and
you know what I mean? That's life.
Sure.
Speaking of alignment,
it's festive season. Everyone is excited. Abantu bonuses.
And then Nazi, we're outside.
I mean, we're outside.
We're eating
we're
outside,
about to eat. We're about to consume things that we shouldn't consume. But today, I want us to talk about a budget in the festive season. Actually, our expenditure or our the way in which we spend money when it comes to this time of the year. I've seen a lot of the times we would have money in December or money in November, because a lot of people
get bonuses
around the time of the year. But we are not as responsible as we should with that money, because obviously and we also want to have fun, because it's been a long year, and you want to also reward yourself, right?
And your family. And
you know what I mean? So I think there's also some other choices that we make that aren't really beneficial financially for us. So what is your take on how we spend around this time of the year?
I think it's valid for people to kind of have those. It's it's been a year, everyone was working so hard.
Sure.
You know, and you just want to take a breather.
Yeah.
You know, but also we don't consider Jan, and Jan is the most difficult month. On top of that, Jan is super slow, you know, and it's just. So the thing is, at least have foresight.
Sure.
You know, have fun, but always think about, okay, Jan, still have to buy stationery, still have, because that's the biggest thing, right? Stationery, it's back to school. There's so many other things, right, that we have to consider. So that's kind of my own thing.
Sure. But you know what really takes me out is sometimes you'd have your whole budget planned out.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
But I think what we don't consider is that we still need to also, because a lot of people get paid early.
Yeah.
Which is around the 28th of December, around the 18th, some around the 15th of December.
Yeah.
So, because of how we've been getting paid the whole year, because you get your money at the end of the year.
At the end of the month.
So you don't consider the fact that you still need to have money that will that you'll spend for that month, which is December, and then you still need to then have the whole of January until the next payday. So I think that also confuses us, where you feel like, oh no, but I will have money because it's December, right?
Yeah.
But it's not as it's not.
You're not
same.
mindful.
You're not mindful of the fact that in December you'll spend a lot, and you won't get paid at the end of December.
Sure.
So
because you were paid so much earlier,
you're only gonna get paid next month, which is end of Jan, right?
So that means now you have to live more days without any salary, meaning because if you're getting paid at around the 25th, and December maybe you get paid around the 15th, that means you have to go for 45 days without a salary.
So whatever amount that you get at that point should cross over to the following year.
Yep.
And that's the difficult part, I think, also. And the fact that December is like a very long weekend.
It's
we're discussing this today. Like, December feels like
a very long weekend. Yeah.
Because usually, especially for purposes of having fun, what you would do on a weekend is, obviously there would be a week, which is 5 days, and then that 2 days that you get to enjoy your money or get to do whatever. So in December,
you're constantly spending.
You actually get the whole 2 weeks feeling like a weekend. So you're spending money every single day.
Every other day.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there'll be things that you still need to do at home. For instance,
plus the many holidays that are in December, because it's 15th, right, 16th, and so on and so forth.
So already, thank you so much for
yeah. So guys, don't say we didn't put you on. This is where it's at.
And it looks delicious.
It looks good.
It looks amazing. So guys, that's also the struggle that we have when it comes to December, is that we actually don't plan financially, and we don't, I think, take that into account. But besides December, I think we also need to speak about because I find a lot of the times, a lot of people don't stay in Joburg. So they would come to Joburg for like work purposes, and then they go
They
home.
have to go home.
So
And that's where also another factor to your spending.
Right.
You have to like more something. As
we
black
have to-
people,
yeah.
as black people, we have
Yeah.
that lobo buntu lo ukuthi we didn't see you the whole year. So uzosivakashela,
Sure.
uzanani, you know. And
Yeah.
most of the time, emakhaya they don't have vele, you know.
Sure.
Although we are sending mali, but
Yeah.
more you just want to go that extra mile. You just want to do more.
Yeah. Plus, there's also a lot to fix. Also, It's
Exactly.
not just
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
grocer
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and things that you need to consume in December. But it's also like your household items,
Sure.
fridge, and you've been planning to fix it in December. Some people take leave only in December, so that's the only time you can actually get to do all those things and cover those things. Mhlampe khona la kumele wakhe khona or kumele upende and do all these
Yeah,
other
yeah.
things. In as much as you would plan that, look, I won't spend this much, but most also figure endlini ukuthi if uyabona kuyashota,
Mele vele uyenze
obviously
iplan.
gonna make a plan, right?
Mele uyenze iplan vele,
So
sure.
I think yiyo lento esasibulalayo, but what would be your ideal solutions? Because I have a couple of solutions that
But-
I think for me would work. And bebengihleka the other day, one of my friends was laughing at me because I was telling him, I'm like, look, I think we need to take it back to basics, man. We need to, you know, I don't know. I want to hear your solutions and what would probably work for you and what is ideal for us to.
It's very difficult to say have now, because njengoba usho ukuthi there's so many factors that contribute to use to what you're going to spend.
Sure.
You know, and you can't determine exactly because
Yeah.
njengoba usho you have your own personal expenses which are fun. Because
Sure.
I need to call you know, you want to have fun. You want to have fun with your friends.
Sure.
You know, now during the year, both big, I have to fix this. And mind you, also you're like, I have to take care of that.
Sure.
You know, you actually have to take care of that.
Yeah.
And for the new year and whatnot,
Yeah.
Melu, you have to buy food for Christmas, for the 16th, you're
Yeah.
going out with friends. There's Christmas.
There's Christmas lunches
Exactly.
and there's, you know, because
for
we have
abantu
Zulu,
abanabantwana
there's
mele
actual
bayothenga impahla.
impahla.
I can't relate.
send help, guys. Send help. Yeah.
Kumele uthenga amakhimbi
sure.
yaphunywa, so that's why ngithi it's
So all these
difficult because
expenses are compressed
they're
to,
into one.
into 1 month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also difficult to determine because you know what's going to happen. You know,
Sure.
like you do know it's okay. But as in you have to like exactly because
Sure.
the unexpected expenses rather.
Sure.
Because sometimes you know how people are December. They just rock up.
Yeah.
It's us by. And uhleli endlini, you're like, nah, I'm bored. You
And
can't say
and you can't say I'm going
in
to work
in
tomorrow. You
They'll
can't
take
use that
you,
as an
exactly.
excuse. Sure.
You know, so that's why it's very challenging to
Yeah.
say ukuthi there's strategies and whatnot. My thing is just be mindful. Don't try and be strategic. Just
Yeah.
be okay. You know what? Nah, it's in big at least 5,000 for January, and then the bonus engwatholile noma
And then-
kuyimalini, I can be as extravagant as possible.
Sure.
But if 5,000 is enough to sustain me until the end of Jan, that's the best I can say. That's
Sure.
literally the only thing I can think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, for me, I'll take it back to basics. Let's have stock fills. Let's bring in stock fills.
No,
again.
but still, abantu bayazihambi idokfela ngithi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? I feel like people baba net dog fella for purposes of like food. I'm thinking mina, like we need to have stock files for like maybe capital, have money. For instance, let's say we all save up in Jan and have like a joint account or like an investment account where we throw in like 1,000 rand. You know, I know maybe sometimes it might not be enough for other people, but it goes a long way. Throw in that 1,000 rand every month, right? And then in December, you guys go and collect that.
But
that
I think
amount.
about Zkhona lezo idokfela. I don't know if
But now the thing is, remember, also we've moved away from some of the things that were happening. People are very individualistic
now. Yeah, that's true.
And people want to save for themselves, and people want to, and that's why I'm saying, I think in our community, we still need that thing where we like, look, we're all saving in one place, because it also keeps us accountable to each other. So if you have not contributed for March, we will ask you to Baba why not contribute, and there will be penalties, right? And also that amount also does not get, because you don't pay admin fees, you don't pay other fees that you would pay at banking when you withdraw that amount, right? Bank fees. Or maybe you do, I don't know. But there are different types of things that you could do, right? But because I've noted good abantu bayabaleka ngemali stokvel, so you need to also
be careful.
Be careful. Do that with people that you really trust. Have stokvels for food.
I think I'm a savior.
Yeah. So have stokvels for food. Have stokvels for drinks as well, for beverages, because that's also very important. A lot of people, what December says, but you guys tend to nyaswasha. So have different stokvels for different things, and then you'll end up not spending your money, because if you're in a stokvel, say 500 each, or say 200 rand each month until December. Imagine a grocery total. So obviously grocery is covered. In a stokvel, if it's for beverage is covered. Stokvel for money, it's covered.
So basically, when your thing is join. I'm a stokvel that serve different purposes.
Sure.
To lighten the load on you on December. Okay.
Exactly.
Very nice.
You know what I mean?
That's a very
that's
good
actually
stretch.
Right?
Since ujoyine istokfela senyama, esotshwala, esokudla, esemali,
sure.
You're covering all the bases.
Because I mean, we spend a lot on that, on food, on drinks. Thanks. On food, on drinks, on entertainment. Maybe then you could have a budget for entertainment, for fun and stuff like that.
So,
but
Leo, that's
basics,
your own.
That's
dining.
your own baby.
That's your own expenditure.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Oh, okay.
Second one.
But we also need. I don't think Uguti Abantu they think about riding stokvel station. I've never really heard of that. I think that would also lighten the load.
Oh yeah, that would slap for uniform, né?
Yeah. So you guys, but I'm going to imagine the problem is, my sizes, nani, they vary. Yeah. So that's. But if you can cover books, pens and whatnot, and whatever it is, or umuntu mabafuna istokvel, excuse me, same impahla babhala ama size abantwana babo bayingakhi. Like the thing with istokvel is they bring people together. There's a community and imali yakho, and it's thing you've been saving
up, and you look forward to it.
Exactly. And
there's also the accountability part, because I know my people with, with money and accountability, right? So I know when someone says I'll save,
they can't. But the moment we get into stokvel, things
start to be a bit,
because you're a bit more accountable, because you're responsible for other people as well.
Also
save one.
Must save you know what I mean? The second one would be and this is like my personal favorite. I think the second one is pay for all the things that you would need. Pay for vacations earlier.
Okay. Yeah.
Like if, for instance, you're going to need imali to go to vacation.
You're dropping bars right
now.
Now.
I'm dropping bars, guys. I like you guys enough to give you the
game.
I should be, you know what I mean. But these things have existed before. It's things that people have been doing. It's just that Tina, as youngsters, we thought, because
that's a very good one. Uguti, if you're deciding to have a vacation fairly peak time, just buy everything earlier, or pay for everything earlier in advance. I'ma cost our shy so much when you're doing things at the peak.
Sure.
So if December, my flights are tour. Why am I saying your plane ticket earlier? Why don't you book your rooms earlier? I get you, my boy. You should be a financial advisor.
You know what I mean? I think also people, we want to have an individualistic approach to things. Remember, we had an episode, guys. Please, that's what I'm saying. Please go check
back.
our episodes. We had an episode where we were talking about finance in the black community
Sure.
and how we spend money. And one of the things that we said we struggle with is because as a black community, asifuna ukutshelana ukuthi nginamalini. So there's also that I don't want you to
Ukungikala.
angifuna usungikala ukuthi I have this much money in my bank, right? Which is good because obviously you have to keep your finances a secret.
A secret, yeah.
But there won't be any accountability because kuzobe kuwena kuphela wazi ukuthi awunamali. And a lot of people would expect you ukuthi makuphela unyaka because
ngoba
black
uyasebenza.
community, if you are sebenza makuphela unyaka mfethu, they expect you to show up and show that you've actually been working towards something the whole year. Yabo siyaphatanisa manje because we also wanna meet our KPIs for the year, and it's difficult, yabo. So for me, Stockfels, do all the things that you need to do on time during the year, and then kube kanjalo. Another thing I wanted to talk about is taste, because it tastes it around this time of the year. Iba a bit because you see abantu baya Cape Town, people are going to Zanzibar for vacation, right? Which is fair. But I think, like I said, there needs to be planning. We can't just say zonke lezo zinto sozikhipha kwi budget ka December, right? Because
but you fault people work hard. People like during the year gafi spanning, you need time to, you know, and obviously mele udating you have to look for after bonke labantu laba yabo. And uyazi mawubuye lamakhaya sometimes khona ophasile, you know, there's like this is such a difficult topic to have to be strategic about and whatnot, because khona mafekta amaningi that hit you, especially around the end of the year, because you can't really determine what's going to happen, what do you have to pay for and whatnot. But lezo shilo perfect, it's things that are necessary, things that you can foresee. It's okay. For next year, I should join a Stockfella stationary. I don't have to worry about that.
But you see, the thing is, when you said, do I fault people? I'm like, the reason why Vele doesn't fault is because in January, if you, for instance, let's say you are the breadwinner, you won't have money. You can't ask anyone else. You know what I mean? It's good to have fun. It's good to have planned fun. But if you are the one responsible for the household,
is that a term? Planned fun. I like that. Organized fun.
It's organized fun. Planned fun. Just like was
just to be irresponsible with our finances.
You know what I mean? So planned fun should be a thing where it's like, guys, do we have enough money for this? If we don't, because
it's okay, and it's also okay not to go out. It's okay to sacrifice with December. Like Mina, I really want people to get to a point where they're okay with they're really okay with not going out.
Sure.
Because they can't afford it.
Yeah.
It's okay. Go to December. Don't also be pressured. That's also a good saving strategy.
Yeah.
I can't be pressured just because abantu they're doing things. Mina,
I remember for the longest time, you were that friend who was like, hey, Mina. And you would save gang money because, you know. And then you're like, hey guys, you know what? You know. Sure.
I'll sleep, me.
Yeah.
I don't do this.
You know what I mean? But I do get how it goes. Also, another thing that I struggled with around this time, petrol. Because we are Zula.
Exactly.
You see.
For you guys.
You know, we are Zula where like you need now to go to town, you need to go to
and friends, and also let's talk about friends who want to take advantage of go to Nemo. They plan things because they know what's he
I fault you. Now I'm self-control right. Because if you know your budget, if you know your situation, you should be in a position to say no.
Let's go to part 2. So enjoy we have to take a bite and then we'll be back.
Welcome back, guys. This is part 2 of Generation Group podcast. I've lost count on how many episodes we are at.
25, nah?
25, right?
25.
So yeah, man.
By the way, lama kota be amnandi.
Guys,
yeah.
look. Ngisho ngazithela lana, you know what, guys? Please come through. Thenga mfethu amakota kuyafiwa mfethu the way emnandi ngakhona. I want us to also just close it off. Discuss all the stuff that you think are important for us to be mindful of in terms of finance for
let's try not and impress our friends.
a groove. Sure. Keep my hands.
Try not
Oh
to.
yes, Ishayela Gordons.
Let's try that, and also don't overspend manje impahlenze Christmas, because I know that's where parents get a bit crazy December, you know.
Yeah. And the cues that you
Exactly,
find.
and it's okay. No, I understand. You have to umntana kumele afane nabanye abantwana, you know, but doesn't make sense. That person is going to outgrow whatever thing that you bought them in the next 2 months or something. So if you're buying something in year 2000, like, what do you mean? Una 6, una 5,
Yeah.
2.5, you know,
Yeah.
or it's Katsulo said 2.5. Just,
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't, but just be, as in, this is not my, I'm not done. Maybe this should come from a parent.
Whatever advice we're giving you, just like take it. If you don't, if you
With
don't
a
take
grain
it,
of
it's
salt.
fine.
Yeah, I'm saying just take it. If you don't, it's okay. Because 48, I say, Mina, I'm not a parent. Ngumalume, yes.
Asifuna
kodwa-
ukunitshela ukuthi asifuna ukuthi nithi siyanilawula ngengane zenu.
Exactly. Because,
Yabo.
you know, social media, I'll be getting grilled. Oh, namtana, I'm so mtanako. Yeah, well, so I'd rather not.
You
But
know.
I'm just saying, Guti, just think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think when it comes to clothes, you don't have to be expensive, but just look good. No,
Yeah.
like it goes for everything. If you can put together a good outfit,
yeah.
then, you know.
And I think also that also goes back to us being as African people, us like glamorizing brands, fashion brands, right? Because if Nike, I think there's also a responsibility on your part as a parent to say, look, ngizokuthenga Nike because obviously other kids go in Nike, but don't teach your kids about it. They only need to wear
And also,
big brands. Right?
they also have to earn it. Mina,
Right.
as in, I'm giving parenting advice, ne? And angnamtana, hey.
No, but I mean,
Lentwana
that's
lazy are getting things for free without earning it. Uphase kahle kuqala
Sure.
before ngimthengele into expensive.
Yeah.
So were they doing the chores during the year?
Yeah.
And what, like, those are things you should consider.
Yeah.
Don't just enjoy
yeah.
just
Inkinga
because
bethu nani ne-gentle parenting yiyo nini sicaselayo, because
but
now-
angithi but sothini ka
Yeah,
like
because umuntu uzothi mina ingane yami, I wanna
ingane
give
yami,
my
the
kids. But I
best.
think also there's a difference between spoiling someone and
being-
rewarding
exactly.
someone, right? So you are allowed. Actually, is there a difference? What am I saying? Spoiling and rewarding.
yeah, there
'Cause
is a
rewarding
difference.
is- yeah.
Spoiling is
Spoiling is
there's-
just I'm
we
giving
are more
this because you
non-stop,
deserve
just-
it. It's not
because you
attached
deserve
to
it, but
any achievement. But
Not-
rewarding is like, look, because you've done 1, 2, 3,
Exactly.
and then I'm gonna reward you with 1, 2, 3.
but do we
But-
want to have that convo with
Yeah,
these
but we need
parents?
to have that conversation because kunengane ezinokuthi angeke mina ngigqoke lento le because it's not Nike,
Exactly.
right?
Ilaba abantu abaspoiled.
You know what I
kulabo,
mean? So
yeah,
there's
yeah.
also that I deserve to have this or I want to have this, right?
Without earning it.
Without earning it. Yabo? So don't teach your kids brands early in life. I think now is
Should be earned.
At what stage can I buy my child a Gucci, right? You know, unless you
Or Nike or Puma and whatnot. Who are we le?
who can abo rich uncle
Nabo
bese
rich,
who
nabo
can-
rich aunts.
nabo rich aunt bese bangasifaka into
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think there's also that responsibility on parents to teach kids ukuthi you will not wear branded item or an item that costs this much, if you've not earned it,
if you don't have these grades, if you
sure.
didn't read this much books, if you
Sure.
didn't do such these many chores throughout the course of the year.
Yeah.
So December now, I'm not giving you because wonke umzalo uyenzela abantwana.
and esikhule kanjalo,
It has to be a reward.
To be quite honest, I think I only started wearing into, but also me. Mina ngegodi bafethu. Guys, I wear what looks good on me. I don't. If I do get a chance to buy something expensive, I will obviously buy it and splurge. But whatever. But anyway, that's beside the point. Another thing that used to work and that isn't I born, it's the lay-bys, because I feel like better lay-bys, they take off the pressure off you having to go buy impahla all at once at that time.
And my prices go up in December. People, we forget
Right.
that. So these companies take advantage, and they know there's going to be an influx
Sure.
of customers for whatever reason, and
Yeah.
they'll inflate my prices wabo, and because they know.
Sure.
Like people now, if you look at people's behaviors, it's all the same.
Sure.
They do the same thing throughout the seasons. That's why you can determine about Black Friday. People will be
Sure.
buying now thinking isn't those cheap, but they're not really cheap. People
Yeah.
will be buying in December. You see,
Because nesishanga umqondo mina nesiyambheka, but
abantu
anyway,
abaku-marketing abantu abaku-marketing
side eye.
But it works on people.
Sure.
Look, bayenza Black Friday, bayazi ukuthi people are anticipating with December, so they should
Kunama-bonus.
bonus.
Yeah.
So they'll keep on inventing izinto bezingekho just for people to buy more.
Sure.
And humans also now, but they're prone to behaving the same exact way how these companies and these businesses, but that's a different conversation. I'm digressing now.
Yeah.
I want to come back to Uguti. People have to be mindful this this season, because abantu ababambeki December umuntu akalala endlini. Not me, just people.
Yeah.
You're always going out, you always want to drink, you always want to have fun, and that's okay, but just be a bit more mindful. That's my thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else did we say we want to discuss? I'm a debit order.
Debit orders, guys.
Yeah.
That's also very important.
Number installment and whatnot here.
Because remember, you get paid earlier in December, and your debit orders will run on the 30th. So
make sure you have imali
accounting so that you don't default. Make sure that you have imali accounting so that the necessary debit orders that usually run around that time can run, which won't leave your credit record in a mess, which also won't, because then you are forced in Jan to pay double whatever you were
exactly
pay, right?
And
So
you're going to incur my areas and stuff.
You know what I mean? Which
will
will have a negative effect on your credit score, right?
And also already
udonsa
kanzima.
And so ukuyofuna amaloni la ngoJanuary bese bayakubuza ukuthi why imoto ingadonsanga December, you know what I mean? So also be mindful ukuthi mfethu ukubhadala.
It goes back to mindfulness. Everything just goes back to that.
If you can pay off those things that usually run month end, go pay them earlier. And I think a lot of entities actually do give you that option.
Yeah.
Buyers what's in December you get paid early. They'll tell you.
Right now you're spitting game.
You know what I mean?
Today.
Dog.
Are you spitting game today, my boy? You're spitting game today,
I'm
my
telling
boy.
you, these things
You're putting
happen.
people on.
Because I'm there to watch your debit, pay everything. You see, the strategy is like pay all the major debit orders early. Like pay your car, your bond, your medical aid, all the things that you need to look. Then all these small ones, zinga computer nale budget yama Hennessy, nale budget le yama Hendrix le ozobonayo. But make sure. Yeah.
They do pay them in a reverse.
Yeah,
Loyo ke usile loyo ke. Lo you deserve whatever is coming to them ngo January. I deserve ukuba ku credit bureau.
I ghosting. Yebo lo ghosting.
John Wick.
Yebo lo ghost.
Lo ghost John Wick lo.
But I think also
deserve.
that's why ngisho ngithi ukuthi ne credit record yakho, because mase usofuna loan the following year awusakwazi manje, because
And
Izobe bad credit
but
record.
also already, angithi we know ukuthi Jan is a challenging month.
Sure.
You'll be paying izinto off double already.
Yeah.
So things will start ukuba ngcono after Feb. And people, like, they behave the same. Mongabheki behavior yabantu, it's all the same. They overspend in December, and they spend the next 2 months catching recovering. Jan gabeta, Feb gabeta. Can izinto ziba right March?
Not to compare, but do you know around what time abelungu bathathe vacation? That's actually the same the time where the other race decides to take vacations, because one isn't as a ship. 2 akugcwelanga.
Exactly.
3
but thina ngithi sifuna ukuya amagcwele because sifuna ukubona.
So it's the same thing that you said.
Sifuna ukubona.
You know, it's the same thing you said, ukuthi all these things these businesses study us. They know we are their biggest customers. You know what I mean? And they know what's around this time. Say excited, say happy. Have you seen us on payday?
That's why I'm saying, Guti.
That's
why I'm saying, Uguti, you can literally, like, human behavior, it's the same throughout history. How they behave. That's how these big businesses come up with all these campaigns and all these things. They know exactly how you're going to behave, and guess what? Also behave exactly ganjan. If Black Friday you necessary, like, useless, but they know what people are. Black Friday things are going to be cheaper. Oh yeah, you're saying Christmas is around the corner. Oh, ungene kangaka. New Year's, imagine ushawa yizo zonke lezinto. And these things don't mean anything in reality. None of this matters. It doesn't mean anything, right?
Because when you think about it,
because these companies are so good, they've given it meaning. They've made it tangible. So people feel a certain way. They target a certain emotion, right? They target a certain emotion. And manje baboni ukuthi hola, more target emotional so. And you ubegizinto so. Beg. Let's just look at the calendar for the next 2 months, right?
Sure.
It's crazy. It's Black Friday. Yes. Man. After lock, most big Black Friday, June 15, 16. Angas they'll have a campaign for that. They'll have a campaign for Christmas, Boxing Day. They'll have a campaign for New Year's, right?
Sure.
It doesn't end there. There's still Valentine's. So you're spending money for the next, and people
whole 6 months
for the whole 2 months. For 2 months, you're spending so much money.
And I think like people
where everything settles and so these companies they know how to also know that's calling each champion back to school bakubamba ngayo moso hlepukelo angithi amahene saphumile amahene saphumile systemini excitement iphelile
bushaya mimosa wena what to say ba
ngeyi so sober
yeah
akuthi uphep back to school momuthi ayisana.
But there's actually a good thing now, more especially for Capitec people. You can take the saving plan. So there's 0 to 7 days, and there's 0 to 2 days, 30 days.
What's the interest on that? Because
so I'm not sure, but then now
banks usually give the worst interest.
Oh,
okay.
So
exactly.
It's like a short-term fixed
savings
plan.
So kahle basically you're just delaying gratification yakho kancane and it makes you save better.
Like save leyo 2000
because
manje masocabanga sofika sengena abantu sofuna ukhipha leyo mali. You can't take it out immediately.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
That's good.
So it's only after 7 days. And by that time
so khathele sebudlulile nobumnandi.
Ingane seyihambile, you know what I mean? So
akusasiza
ukuthi uyokhipha leyo mali leyo, which is actually a good thing. And ukuthi anyway, big shout out to Capitec. We are pushing this thing. Please sponsor us, because that thing actually could work. Yabukule festive season ukuthi wazi ukuthi mfethu uyayilokha leyo mali leyo for that 7 days.
For that month?
For that, not even for that month, from the 28th till like, as soon as you get your bonus.
Oh, yeah. We are going to keep hanging 5.
I can't, what I mean? But anyway, man, final words, any...
just be mindful, Andre. That's all I'll say. Just have foresight. And yeah, for those who can't afford vele, because I know people about like a lot of people who are working vele, they kind of have a strain and whatnot. They just have to be mindful.
Sure.
But if you can afford, ugenzela wonke umuntu, this is, we're not talking to you. Yeah. If you, we are calling afford again, if I'm not stressed, then
then do
you know,
it by all means.
Then do it by all means. But for the average guy who earns the average salary, who works at an average job, it's best to go to ube a bit more mindful.
Sure.
And ube, just be mindful and have foresight and really think about things and consider your analyst as a Capitec save or your bank. Probably all banks have it, So that's all I can say.
Yeah. Look, on my side, I think it's the same thing. Back to basics. Let's bring in Stockfell. Let's bring in laybys. Let's bring in any other form of savings that we do as a community. Let's also be accountable in terms of if you know you have like friends that you normally hang out with, create those Stockfells, create those platforms where you guys can contribute, actively contribute for budget cut December.
Sure.
So that if you guys run out of money, I pull
directly from that.
And also it's something that we also don't understand is our interest rates in between our charges. Because you're always tapping, right? It's better to have we keep him mal if you can, but if for safety reasons that could also affect you. But if you can, keep a little malozo eating for that time. If you appeal,
exactly.
Right? Another thing, guys, it tasty shouldn't change because of December. If you've been consuming the same things.
Hey, ngifuna iHennessy ngiyadlala ngiphuzi but December abantu bafuna amaHennessy abanye abantwana.
You know what I mean? Just be very mindful of your expenditure and not spend a lot of money that you're not supposed to be spending.
That's true.
But anyway, other than that, guys, enjoy your holidays.
Enjoy your December.
Yeah. Be
safe. Yeah.
We'll probably do another episode after this one. We'll definitely have to do another episode.
Okay.
Just to close
off the year off.
But if we don't, just enjoy your time with your family. I think also the most important thing
that's the most important thing.
You get time to be with your family, and
that's
none of these things really matter. In the bigger scheme of things,
doesn't matter.
All these things don't really matter.
The gifts, the clothes, nothing.
Time
just
with
being
your family, coming back from home, relaxing,
and spending quality time.
December, so that's why we always go back on in Jan. We're always tired and we're all grumpy because of December. We don't really get sufficient rest.
That's a very good point. The most invaluable thing that you can do for your family is spending time now and just showing them uthando or whatever that you couldn't during the year. I think that's the most important thing. Hey, responsible friend.
Okay, guys, thank you so much.
Song.